Today, we're starting an exciting video series where you get to share your bold opinions about the Las Vegas Raiders. If you'd like to be featured in future videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep an eye on the community posts. That's where you'll find opportunities to share your takes, which might be selected for discussion in upcoming videos. In today's video, we're diving into a take from Biggie6181 Corwarns, who suggested three big moves: hiring Todd Monken as head coach, signing Justin Fields as a free agent, and drafting Jalen Milroe. Shout out to Biggie6181 for the detailed suggestions. There's a lot to unpack here, but let's start with Jalen Milroe. The Raiders are likely out of contention for top quarterback prospects like Shedeur or Cam Ward, so Jalen Milroe could be an interesting Plan B option in the upcoming draft. Milroe, Alabama's quarterback, is a fascinating prospect with a unique skill set. Let's look at his journey so far. In 2023, his junior year, Milroe had his breakout season. He became Alabama's starting quarterback after competing with Ty Simpson and Tyler Buckner. However, his performance was inconsistent early on, leading to a benching after a loss to Texas. Alabama's head coach, Nick Saban, explained that they wanted Milroe to adjust his playing style and focus on being a point guard for the team. Losing his starting job pushed him to evolve, and he returned stronger, ultimately regaining the confidence of the team. That season, Milroe led Alabama to a 12-1 record and an SEC championship, where he was named MVP after throwing for 192 yards and 2 touchdowns against Georgia. His 2023 stats were impressive: 2,718 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 468 rushing yards, and 12 rushing touchdowns. Unfortunately, the season ended with a loss to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. In 2024, Milroe returned for his senior year and continued to develop under a new head coach. He had a standout performance against Georgia, throwing for 374 yards and 2 touchdowns while rushing for 117 yards and 2 more scores. His 2024 stats included 2,652 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 719 rushing yards, and 20 rushing touchdowns. While his passing numbers dipped slightly, his rushing game took a massive leap forward. It's worth noting, though, that Milroe had some rough outings. His worst game was against Oklahoma, where he completed just 11 of 26 passes for 164 yards, 3 interceptions, and 1 pick six. This loss kept Alabama out of the college football playoffs. Milroe wrapped up his college career with a bowl game against Michigan in the ReliaQuest Bowl, but Alabama fell short once again. In his most recent game, Jalen Milroe's performance was underwhelming. He completed 16 of 32 passes for 192 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. On the ground, he managed 6 carries for just 7 yards and fumbled twice, leading to 3 total turnovers. It wasn't a great showing, but it's important to focus on the bigger picture of his season. Milroe has had several standout performances this year, even though games like the one against Oklahoma and his most recent outing were definite low points. Over the past few seasons, he's developed significantly as a quarterback. While he's still a raw prospect, his growth has been evident in areas like leadership, deep ball accuracy, and overall efficiency. His ability as a dual-threat quarterback, combined with a strong arm and effectiveness as a runner, has made him one of the most dynamic players in college football. One key point to note is that Milroe has not officially declared for the NFL draft yet, but most analysts believe he will. Let's break down his strengths and weaknesses as a prospect. Strengths: athleticism. Milroe's speed and acceleration make him dangerous both in and out of the pocket. Arm strength. He has a powerful arm, capable of making big throws downfield. Playmaking instincts. His ability to create plays under pressure is impressive. Leadership. Milroe has grown into a strong leader for his team. Weaknesses. Decision-making. He sometimes struggles to make the right choices under pressure. Field vision. His ability to read defenses and recognize schemes needs improvement. Pocket presence. He doesn't always stay composed or make smart moves when the pocket collapses. Throwing mechanics. His technique could use refinement for consistency. Processing speed. He can be slow to adjust to defensive changes, leading to poor decisions and turnovers. In summary, Milroe is a raw prospect with elite physical tools and immense potential. His acceleration, strength as a runner, and natural athleticism make him an exciting player to watch. However, there's no doubt he has work to do to refine his game before he's NFL ready. Milroe's upside makes him a player many teams will be intrigued by during the draft process, especially if he performs well at the NFL Combine. Every year, we see one prospect whose name skyrockets up draft boards due to their athletic traits and potential. For example, Anthony Richardson was initially viewed as a second or third round talent. After an incredible combine performance, he climbed to become a top 5 pick for the Indianapolis Colts. However, his NFL career hasn't lived up to expectations so far. This scenario is something to be cautious of with Milroe. While his potential is undeniable, overvaluing him could be a mistake. As it stands, Milroe seems more suited for a second-round selection where his potential can be developed without the pressure of being a top pick. I wouldn't draft Jalen Milroe any earlier than the second round. He's clearly a developmental quarterback, which means you'll need the right coaching setup to help him reach his potential. Whether it's a head coach with a strong offensive mindset or an offensive coordinator experienced in developing young quarterbacks, the key is patience and the ability to guide him. Ideally, Milroe would sit out for a year to refine his skills as a passer. If he can become more consistent and reliable in that area, his athletic ability could make him a dynamic and game-changing quarterback. Another part of Biggie 6181's suggestion is to hire Todd Monken as the Raiders' head coach. This would definitely be an interesting move, especially if the team drafts Milroe. Monken has an impressive coaching resume that spans both college football and the NFL. Farfier. Todd Monken's background. Monken is currently the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, where he's had a lot of success. His career started in college football, serving as the offensive coordinator for Eastern Michigan University from 1998 to 1999 and later for Oklahoma State from 2011 to 2012. At Oklahoma State, he helped develop standout players like wide receiver Justin Blackmon, who became one of the best in the nation during Monken's tenure. From 2020 to 2022, Monken was the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at the University of Georgia, leading the team to back-to-back national championships. He also coached star players like tight end Brock Bowers, proving his ability to maximize the talent of elite athletes. Monken has head coaching experience as well. From 2013 to 2015, he turned around Southern Mississippi, a team that had gone 0-12 before his arrival. By his third year, he had them playing in bowl games. In the NFL, Monken has built an equally impressive track record. He was the wide receivers coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars from 2007 to 2010 and served as the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 2016 to 2018, where Mike Evans had some of his best seasons. He also spent a season with the Cleveland Browns as offensive coordinator in 2019 before taking his current role with the Ravens. Success with the Ravens. Since joining Baltimore, Monken has transformed the Ravens' offense. In his first season, the team ranked fourth in scoring, averaging 28.4 points per game. Quarterback Lamar Jackson has enjoyed some of his best statistical seasons under Monken, further highlighting his ability to adapt his system to fit his players' strengths. Monken's coaching philosophy emphasizes offensive balance and versatility. He's a modern NFL play caller who uses creative personnel groupings and challenges defenses in multiple ways. His adaptability and proven track record of success make him a strong candidate for any head coaching vacancy. Why he fits the Raiders. If the Raiders decide to move on from Antonio Pierce, a decision that's still uncertain, Monken could be a great option. His ability to develop quarterbacks, craft dynamic offenses, and adapt to his players' strengths aligns well with the team's needs, especially if they draft someone like Jalen Milroe. Monken's list of achievements, including national championships with Georgia and being a finalist for AP NFL Assistant Coach of the Year, speaks volumes about his qualifications. In 2 seasons with the Ravens, his teams have achieved a 21-9 record, further solidifying his status as a top coaching prospect. If the Raiders are serious about building for the future, Todd Monken would be the type of coach who could bring both immediate results and long-term success. If the Raiders were to draft a young, raw prospect like Jalen Milroe, Todd Monken would be an excellent fit as head coach. Monken's experience with run-first mobile quarterbacks, like Lamar Jackson, makes him a great candidate. We've all seen how dynamic the Ravens' offense has been under Monken's guidance, and how Jackson has flourished. Monken isn't just a one-hit wonder. He's consistently built successful offenses in both the NFL and college football. One big advantage of having a head coach who can call plays is that it provides stability. You don't have to worry about losing your offensive coordinator every few years if your team does well. This continuity is crucial, especially when developing a young quarterback like Milroe. Now, let's talk about the idea of signing Justin Fields as a free agent, which was also mentioned. Personally, I'm not sold on Fields as a long-term quarterback option. While he could fit into a mobile quarterback system, I don't think he's the right choice for the Raiders if we're focusing on developing Jalen Milroe. Fields himself is still young and has areas he needs to improve, like reading NFL defenses and becoming a more polished passer. Ideally, you'd want to bring in a veteran quarterback who can mentor Milroe and help him grow early in his career, rather than another player still trying to figure things out. This entire scenario, hiring Todd Monken, drafting Jalen Milroe, and potentially signing Fields, would signal a complete shift in the Raiders' offensive philosophy. If the team decides to move on from Antonio Pierce and start fresh, this approach could work. However, it's important to recognize that such a rebuild would require time and patience. New players, a new system, and new coaches mean starting from scratch in many areas. So, Raider Nation, what do you think of this potential direction? Is Jalen Milroe someone the Raiders should seriously consider? And how do you feel about Todd Monken as a possible head coach? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. For those new to the channel, if you enjoy Raiders-related content like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.